Hello again and welcome to Ndudu by Fafa. Hello family, I'm delighted you click on the button to watch this episode. Yes, you're welcome, especially if this is your first time. Well done. To my returning subscribers, how you all doing? Now let's start. What am I making? This beautiful red pepper soup, and as you know it, I'll be using my Beef Shin, which has got this beautiful bone marrow in there, my Ramiro peppers, tomato, onion, I've got some green peppers, I've got my anchovy seasoning, which is going to add this beautiful umami flavor to my soup. Now, the anchovy also has some herbs in there. It's one that you need to grab. And of course, I'll be marinating that with my beef shins. I'm just going to add about a teaspoonful, as you can see here. And then the next blend I'll be using will be my jollof blend. Yes, you might just think, oh, I can only use it for jollof. No, it's so versatile. It goes with every seafood and also most meat dishes. Yes, you can make your stew, your sauces, your gravies, your soup with the jollof blend. So yes, I've got it all covered. Anyway, so I'm also going to be adding about 2 teaspoonful of this beautiful jollof blend. And yes, I'm just going to be rubbing all this over the beef shin just to make sure that, you know, every crevice is covered in these beautiful flavors that I'm building up. After rubbing all these beautiful spices over the beef shin, it's best to marinate it in the fridge overnight. Better still, if you've only got an hour to spare, that would equally work. Now I'm adding my onions in chunks and chunks of it. Yes, I'm really in love with onions. Yes, it's my little secret. Because of course, every ingredient that I use is just all natural. There are no preservatives, additives, MSG, nah. We eat to heal, yes, that's it, and to feed our soul as well, yes. So I've transferred the beef shin into my saucepan. I've added some water, and here I've just added some bay leaves. I'm going to allow this to simmer beautifully on that low heat for 40 minutes. And then you can just see the bone marrow, the fat in there. You can just see that on the surface of the broth. At this point, I think I need to add some color to this beauty. So what do I then go for? Of course, I'll be adding my tomato puree, or may I say tomato paste. And of course, I'm going to be mixing everything together until it's well combined. Yes! Flavors is yummy denture. Now, you might ask, will the anchovies not overpower this? No, because I formed it into a blend and carefully curated it. What it does is add that umami flavor to your dish, which is exactly what it requires. So at this point, I'm going to add my thickness to the soup in the form of a whole tomato. The Ramiro peppers or any red bell pepper would work equally well. The next ingredient will be my banana shallot. Yet again, you can use any onion of your choosing. So now that I've got this together, I'm going to allow this beauty to simmer. I'm just going to top it up with a little bit of water, yes. And cover this and allow this to cook for 15 minutes until the vegetables have softened up, as you can tell. At this point, I'm just going to be removing them and blending them, and I'll be adding it back to the soup. At this moment, I'm adding my blended Ramiro peppers, tomato, and onion to the soup. Now, bearing in mind, the anchovy seasoning also includes garlic and ginger, so there's no need for me to add that to the soup because that's, of course, added to it already. And here, because I do not like any waste in the kitchen, I've given my blender a rinse and just transfer that content into the soup. Look how beautiful and creamy this is. But yeah, on second thought, I was like, I could have used a bigger saucepan. But you know what? I'm always simmering on that low heat just to allow the flavors to infuse gradually. So hopefully, fingers crossed, it would just simmer away beautifully. So after 20 minutes, this looks good. And here I'm adding my whole habanero chili. You can use your Scotch bonnet, your bakbushito, which is the petit bell chilies, or kaswa pepper, which is so aromatic. That would work. And I've got my green long peppers as well, just adding it. And it's just adding that color as well to it. But then again, what I love about it is when I'm enjoying the soup, I can bite into it. And because it's green, it's got that little sourness that I do like as well. So it just makes it also good. Now, the soup is almost ready, but here I'm just reminding it of its flavor. So I'm adding a little bit more of my anchovy seasoning. Yes, and just, of course, mixing everything together. Now, the next spice blend, which is my Holy Grail. Yes, it's an all-purpose spice blend, and it has that nutmeggy Sichuan pepper flavor. So it's so aromatic. And I'm just adding a little bit because I've only got about 10 minutes for this to be ready. And at this point, I had to add my okra. Yes, absolutely. I think every soup that I do make, I do add my okra because I love biting into it. Now, in the absence of okra, you can use your garden eggs or aubergines. Yes, they would work equally well. Look, add your carrot if you wish. Yes, and maybe, you know what? You might frown, but try a cucumber as well. So yummy. Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, so this is ready. Yes. So let it simmer for 10 minutes until the vegetables are just perfect. And what I tend to do when I make soup, I prefer to have it the day after because, of course, the flavors would have settled and they would have introduced themselves to each other. So they are on a very good par. And yeah, what did I serve this with? I served it with some crushed, mashed yam. Yes, it was so nice. Now, if you would like me to share that recipe, definitely do leave your comments below and I will do that. Yes, I made sure that I've cleaned everything and it's just looking good and I've just served this. And yeah, if you like what you see, yes, try the recipe, and I would love to hear your feedback when you do and share with your family and friends. So yes, in terms of the seasonings and all natural spice blends, you will find them on buyndudu.com. You'd also find traditional African recipes on my other blog, Ndudu by Fafa.blogspot.com. I'm also on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat as Ndudu by Fafa. Noral, thank you very much for my theme song. And if you do need your theme song, yes, you need to contact Noral. I'll leave a link in the description box as well for you. Now, until my next recipe, kings and queens, thank you very much for tuning in today. Thank you for listening to me and watching to the end. I appreciate each and every one of you. Notification gang, I can't wait to see you guys. Hope you're all well. And until my next recipe, take care of you, be nice, be beautiful, be gorgeous, and guess what? I always say, I love you for you. Thank you very much for your support.